In with the question that was on everyone's mind. Could a team that totally failed to qualify for the World Cup actually steal the spot of a team that earned its place fair and square? Okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. The swap is not happening. But, and this is the really interesting part, the story of how this idea even got off the ground, who was pushing it, and why it got shot down, well, that reveals this fascinating tug-of-war between political power and the rules of the game.
All right, so to really get why this was such a bombshell, we first need to look at the two national teams caught in the middle of this whole thing. And wow, when you put them side by side, the contrast is just stark. On one hand, you've got Italy, a legendary team, 4-time world champions, and get this, the highest-ranked team on the planet that's not in the tournament. Then you have Iran, a regular at the World Cup that qualified on their own merit, but is now dealing with some serious political heat from the international community.
So, who in the world would cook up such a crazy idea? Well, the answer isn't in the world of sports, but in the world of diplomacy. The whole thing came from a guy named Paolo Zampalli, who's a U.S. Special Envoy. And you can see right here, in his own words, his personal motivation couldn't be clearer. As an Italian native, the thought of seeing his home team, the Azzurri, playing in a World Cup hosted right here in the U.S. was a personal dream. But, it wasn't just about his Italian pride. He took this idea straight to the top, to Donald Trump and to FIFA's president, Gianni Infantino. And there was a political angle here for sure. It was a clever diplomatic move, really, an attempt to patch things up between the US and Italy after a bit of a disagreement. So basically, he was offering a sports solution to a political problem. So you've got this serious political pressure coming from high up. But what did FIFA, the actual organization running the whole show, have to say about it? Well, their position was unambiguous. FIFA didn't even bother with a big official press release to shoot down Zampalli's idea. Why? Because they didn't have to. They just pointed to this quote from their president, Gianni Infantino, from just last week. It really doesn't get much more blunt than, the Iranian team is coming, for sure. Now, here's the kicker. The rule book does have a little clause for this kind of thing. Article 6 says FIFA has sole discretion, and that's the key phrase right there. Sole discretion means it's their call, and their call alone. It's not up to outside political envoys or anyone else. And this really gets to the heart of FIFA's thinking here. That quote from Infantino, it's all about this long-held ideal in sports. Keep the game separate from all the political drama that happens off the field.
Okay, so if you're getting a sense of déjà vu here, you're not wrong. This isn't the first time Zampalli has tried this exact move, and all this political stuff around Iran's participation has been bubbling under the surface for a while.
Just look at this timeline. It lays it all out. Zampalli tried the same move back in 2022 for the Qatar World Cup. Then you fast forward to this year, and you can see all these events just colliding. Just as Iran is talking about maybe moving its games, and Italy gets shockingly knocked out again, boom, Zampalli sees his opening and tries to push the same idea. And you can't talk about this without looking at the bigger picture, all the real-world politics happening in the background. There's been a lot of uncertainty about Iran even participating because of regional conflicts, and you've had these conflicting messages from political leaders. But through it all, what has Iran said? Their government spokesperson has been clear they are fully prepared to play, period. So, with the idea dead in the water and Iran's spot confirmed, what's the final score here? What's the main thing we should take away from this whole saga? Look, the bottom line is pretty simple. You had a really influential guy with a direct line to world leaders try to use his political muscle to change the lineup of the World Cup. But at the end of the day, FIFA's own rules and their whole philosophy of sports over politics won out. And of course, let's be real, this whole story blew up because of the team at the center of it. I mean, we're talking about Italy. As you can see, they're not just some random team. 4-time champs. The fact that they've missed 3 World Cups in a row is just a massive, massive deal in the football world. And that's exactly why the idea of them sneaking back in, even through the back door, was so compelling to so many. So when you step back, this whole episode is a perfect little case study, isn't it? Yeah, FIFA held the line this time. But the fact that this attempt even happened, it really makes you wonder. In a world that just keeps getting more and more tense, can the beautiful game really stay out of politics? That's a tough question, and one worth thinking about.